Hello, everybody. Hello, Murray.
Hello,
Cheers. Welcome to the 6th of our InCider sessions. I think we've got some nice stuff for you this evening. An unexpected visitor later on.
Yes, it's going to be an evening of thrills and spills for all the family.
I'm not going to spill any. That would be a waste.
No, that's true.
Very foolish idea.
Talking of which, where have I put my cider? There it is.
Yes. The first one actually is all about fish. So, any of you who are vegetarians, I don't think there's any particular implication that the fish get eaten. So
I think the fish has a lovely time, actually. It's one of those leaping, gorgeous-looking fish, shiny and sparkling in the sunshine.
I thought there were lots of fish.
Oh, there could be. Yes, there are. You're right.
Well, I don't know. It's not clear. Yes,
there is
tails.
plural, there's
Tails.
plural
You can only have tails plural if there's more than one fish. I think.
Some of you may know the tune. I don't think it's been played quite like this before, and I'm absolutely confident that it won't be played like this ever again. So, enjoy.
Salmon Tails Up the Water.
Well, there we go. Fish as never done before.
No.
So, it's been the same sort of week as it has been for the last 6, hasn't it, really, Adam?
No, it rained a bit yesterday,
Oh,
unexpectedly.
that's true. Rich
Yeah.
variety.
Yes, yes. And we've still been playing with the technology, which is all just the same as ever.
Yes.
No
because of the
improvements.
internet and so on. I think we're possibly getting it more under control because we know what it can't do and are therefore stopping trying to prod it.
Yes. Have you actually got a clip of the sound that you hear when we're doing it together? Because I think
Yes, I ought to do
if
that.
people are hearing the finished result,
Yeah.
you've got no idea of the
Okay, well,
rubbish
we'll do
that
that
we're
now.
hearing. Yeah, good.
So, what I'm going to play for you is just the opening sort of bit of salmon that you just heard, of fish. That is going to be my in-ear monitor feed. So that is what I have to cope with and listen to whilst we play together. So
It'd be
listen
interesting to see if it's worse or better than mine.
we'll find out. Here we go. So yes, pretty dreadful, isn't it? It's horrible to listen to now.
Yeah, and it's comparable to what I have. I wouldn't say mine was better or worse. Oh dear.
How it works, how we can actually play over that is quite bizarre. And
No.
listening to it again now, it's not pleasant. It's not
No,
pleasant at all.
talking. I mean, actually, you say how you can play over that. Well, over the years I've played with Murray, everybody, one of the things I've most often thought is, my God, how do you manage to play over that? Because he's very loud. And I have, in fact, often wished that he was many miles further away when we were playing together. And now I take it all back. 'Cause
Oh, there we go. An exclusive, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
It's official. Mr. Summerhayes wishes that Murray Granger was closer.
Yeah, extraordinary news. And it's not the only exclusive you're going to hear tonight. A little later on, I think, we will be hearing an interview. That,
Yes, much awaited. The national
Absolutely.
press have been going nuts over this one, dearie me.
The opinions of Jeremy Bird, people have been trying to understand his theories and what he might think for a long time, but it's been difficult because he has not spoken out. This evening, you'll find out his
Darkest
ideas
and
on
innermost thoughts, really.
talking about art, folk music, and shoes.
Anyway, that's to come later. We have got a track before the amazing interview. But before we get onto that, another little bit of news. I'll start off with a reminder to anybody who hasn't as yet purchased the... okay, there we go, it's not reflecting now. The Untold CD, there it is, look at that. It's available. There is a link in the description below this video. Please, 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 if you haven't got a copy, consider purchasing it. That would be lovely. There's also a link if anyone would fancy buying, I'll say, virtual cup of coffee. That would be also much appreciated. Thank you. Links below. I really would like to say a very heartfelt thank you to all you lovely people who, over the past few weeks, have treated us to a coffee, and we have been enjoying them, I assure you.
Talking of the disc, I believe... Hello, Mother. Very good you're here again. Murray received a complaint. I don't quite know why he received it, because I think I'm the guilty one. I did promise, since we recorded Untold at Mother's place, that she would get the first copy. Quite a lot of you will have already heard your copies, and there is some truth that Mother has not yet. But I believe Murray can reveal that it's in the post now.
Yes. Obviously, Pauline, you will believe me when I say that the very first copy has been kept in lock and key, ready to be shipped to you this week.
Yes.
Okay.
Good. Rescued by Murray yet again.
I'm getting a lot of credit this week. This is great.
I know, it won't last, don't worry.
Anyway, moving on. Talking of CDs, actually, we are going to have a new CD coming out, hopefully in the next few weeks. And the CD is going to be from the InCider sessions. I'm going to all the audio that we've recorded for these videos. We've got it's in studio, properly recorded. So we're going to give it a full mix, edit all the rest of it, as you would for a CD. Not an edit, obviously.
What is there to edit?
I'm an engineer. I'm used to thinking I have to edit musicians.
Well, we'll choose which. We've got actually too much material for a disc now, we'll choose the ones we like best. But what better opportunity from this enforced kind of sabbatical from the world than to unexpectedly have created a bunch of things that people seem to be enjoying, so we're going to put it out. I think the only bottleneck here is for Murray's very small sons to give him time to finish checking it all out, and for me to have a look at the artwork. But we will get there soon.
It's lovely having a new child in the family, but it does have a little bit of an effect on available time during the day.
And night.
Usually not getting to sleep much at night means that,
which
getting
means
a
it's
few hours
actually
in the studio a day proving challenging.
It's surprising that you can even play, I guess.
I'm surprised you consider that I can.
It's a good point. I was being kind. Anyway, so the next track is it's a kind of slow, reflective. I guess it's a bit melancholy. Beautiful though, I think, and we just made it up on the spot, but it's now called Time's Slow Dance.
This one is called Time's Slow Dance.
So at the end of last week, I had the immense privilege of being able to spend a bit of time with Jeremy Bird, exploring his ideas on various things, as I said, music, art. He gives his opinion of accordion playing as well. Anyway, I think there's nothing to be done except go straight to his interview. Hello, Jeremy Bird.
Hello.
Thank you very much for agreeing to talk to us today.
I like to talk. I'm bored in isolation.
Okay, great. Well, some questions for you. First, I wondered if you could give me your insight. What exactly do you believe to be folk music? What is folk music?
Folk music is a tune that you listen to and it gets passed down in generations, but mostly it just has to be music that speaks to people.
So you say folk music is music that's passed down through the generations. Does that mean you can't have a new folk tune?
No, don't be stupid, because new things can be passed down.
Okay. Thank you, Jeremy. If a folk tune changes over time, as it's passed down, or even if somebody just plays it a little differently, is something being lost or is it evolving?
I don't think it's getting lost, only changing personality.
Thank you. Do you believe that something worthwhile can be created from a sort of spontaneous, in-the-moment creation of music? Or of anything else?
Some people would say no, but they're wrong, because to write down music is spontaneous creation, so you just skip a step.
Oh. And I suppose you'd find it quite difficult to write it down anyway, wouldn't you? 'Cause you've got no hands, no pen.
I don't write much.
Yeah, Jeremy, so I'm wondering what you think about this. Do you think that a tune created spontaneously in the moment can be folk music?
I think so. The folk tradition is about talking and community, and spontaneous music is talking.
You're talking. Does that mean you're spontaneous music?
No.
Jeremy.
Don't be silly.
Jeremy. Jeremy, what is your relationship with art?
I often accidentally break things.
I see.
I don't mean it.
No. Okay. So you don't see yourself as a creator as such?
Destroyer.
Oh, great. Are you more attracted, Jeremy?
Shoes?
No, Jeremy, I haven't asked the question. Are you more attracted, Jeremy, to,
Shoes?
Jeremy, I was trying to give you a choice here between shoes,
Shoes?
books, or mobile phones.
Shoes? I love shoes. Shoes.
Okay, that's disturbing. Jeremy, I wonder if you feel your life would be improved in any way if you were able to play the accordion.
I don't think so. No.
And so before I progress to the next little bit, I'm just going to say we are, of course, here next Tuesday at the same time, 8:30. We'd love it if you could join us. Keep following us on Facebook. If you haven't already subscribed to hear, updates and so on, please do. We're on YouTube, Twitter, all the normal sorts of stuff that nowadays you have to do. So we'll see you next week. But before we sign off, we have one more piece, and this is very exciting. We actually upped the stakes this week and introduced a third person. Not with another telephone, that's too complicated, but we managed to introduce to you Jessie Summerhayes. Hello, Jessie, how are you?
Hello, Murray. I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm surviving, thank you very much.
Good.
As you may be able to guess by the surname of Summerhayes, Jessie, have you got something to do with Adam?
Not really.
Not if you can help it.
Not if I can help it. No, yes. He is in fact my father. So, constant music.
Yeah. So. I know you've seen Adam and me playing many, many times over the years, but I think this is probably the first time. I think it's the first time you and I have worked together.
No, definitely.
Yeah. So how was it for you playing with two ridiculous idiots?
Well, I think it's a very special experience when you.
Special is not necessarily
special in a good way.
Oh,
special in a good way. Yeah. When you collaborate and you're creating something in the moment. I mean, I didn't write the words in the moment, but reading them in the moment, responding to the music, the musicians responding back to the words is something which I think is quite unique, really, and especially unique over the telephone.
I'm not certain it's ever been done.
Yeah, you see?
It was certainly an experience for me. It was a good job that I'd once read the words through before we did this.
Exactly.
Because the wonderful telephone system did mean clarity was perhaps lacking.
Isn't it always?
Yes, well, yes, with Adam it certainly is, yes.
Yes.
So it's a poem, isn't it?
It is a poem, indeed.
Yeah. Tell us about this poem.
So, I'd say it's probably a narrative poem. It's slightly inspired by a ballad form, but not really. And it's a poem that's loosely based on facts which are dragged out of archives that take some reading.
Where did you find the archives?
So I actually used my university logon to access parts of the Magna Carta and lots of medieval studies in journals which need institutional access.
What sort of time are we talking about? When's the
Okay, so it's, I believe, the first ever recorded cider made in the UK is in 1205.
It's a good year.
A very good year. And I have momentarily forgotten when, but I think it is either 61 or 1281, I think.
Okay, that's close enough for me. I struggled remembering yesterday. So.
Yes, you see, so I think it might be in 1281. There was an orchard called Banham Orchard, and it's recorded that the orchard was large enough to produce 3 casks of cider for 10 shillings each. So that was their measurement,
so
no meters or anything.
One evening's recording session.
Exactly, one evening. And 10 shillings was quite a lot at the time.
Would be, yeah. I'd be curious to work out how many houses that is.
Yeah, so the poem, you asked...
Yeah, so we've got the history, we know roughly what it's about, but poems obviously have more than it's not just a historical narrative, so why did you write it and what's it all mean?
Now, if I could answer that question, I don't think I'd be yes, I don't think that's answerable, but basically, for me, writing poetry really isn't something that I do consciously. I think it's very similar to the way you and Adam produce music. It's kind of a reaction, not to someone else though, to a sort of internal emotion or a stimulus you've seen during the day. And it's kind of like a collection of thoughts and feelings and memories that all get kind of squished together and popped out on words on the page. And as I'm writing, the only thing I'm really thinking about is, does this scan rather than the meaning and the words? The kind of poem that you know, the narrative poem that it is quite unusual for me to write. Usually mine are all a bit more, you know, just thoughts flowing out and there's no clear structure. But I obviously had the historical events that I wanted to base it around, so I had to put a tiny bit more of sort of conscious thought into it. But again, it's not something that's written with, oh, I'm going to write these words now because I know exactly what I want to say. It's kind of what I want to say turns out because I've written the words, if you see what I mean.
Absolutely. Okay, well, I think we should listen to it. Would you like to just introduce it for the viewers?
Okay, so I think it's called Young Water Eyes and it's about the Ciderhouse Rebellion. Enjoy.
This one is a poem called Young Water Eyes about the Ciderhouse Rebellion.
Okay, my click.
My click.
My
Okay,
click.
I'm going off vocal mic.
Young water eyes look down from the sky for April time with bated breath. Sleepy hands from the earth undress pale green life emerging from death. Shadowed water, breathing mist, early sun tinted green and gold. Underwater they shake their heads and rise to watch events unfold. The gleeman once he said to me, now warmth is rising, flicking its golden tongue. Listen to a tale long, not so far and not so old, to banish the dark and revive the untold. They rise as one and wake the green, unfurling lives of new memories, and these words he spoke of a time waking with those green reveries. Two men threw the half-light as a cloak over their four shoulders and shivered with the green dark, creeping to claim those withholders. Coveted harvest calls to their hearts. Time steals moments for picking and reaching the boughs, colouring leaves, red and yellow fruit. Rain permitting. Banham Orchard, the sun sets west. Summer-long fruit now lies to rest. Lord Banham casts his judicial eye and claims the best. Two men press at his behest. Two men dressed in the half-lit wood step onwards to the now changed fruit. 3 casks of cider, golden glory, 10 shillings each, minds resolute. Run they did, wearing cloaks of the fen, cloaks they borrowed from the green men, reaching aspens bent for a roof, 3 casks for 2 hidden in the den. The Lord he woke to news of theft, tales whispering of 2 men in the night, yet searched the green waters far and still, 30 shillings sunk and drunk in spite. Elm and white willow make the house, cider turns green the men of the ham, outlawed and hiding, with smoky fire outside, green and gold combine in the Ciderhouse's band. The wolf shadow of 2 stalks on ahead. The brigand's estate opens with dread. as green steps pound on the cultivated land. Trembling rebellion raises its hand. For years later, certain evildoers are sought, but they rise in gold and green light on the fens unseen. Two men steal through in the dark, golden eyes to lead their way to the lark. Fruit of their labour fermented helps take back the land that they lost in the wake of the Lord and the Earl and the Duke. The green men rise beyond rebuke. The wolf shadow of two stalks on ahead. The brigand's estate opens with dread as green steps pound on the cultivated land. Trembling rebellion raises its hand. Fruit of their labour fermented helps take back the land they lost in the wake of the Lord and the Earl and the Duke. The green men rise beyond rebuke. The Ciderhouse Rebellion whispers on. Early sun, tinted green and gold. Warmth is rising, flicking its tongue. Banish the dark and revive the untold. Young water eyes look down from the sky for April time with bated breath. Sleepy hands from the earth undress, pale green life emerging from death. They rise as one and wake the green, unfurling lives of new memories. In these words, we spoke of a time waking with those green reveries. Two men steal through in the dark, golden eyes to lead their way to the lark. Fruit of their labour fermented helps take back the land they lost in that wake of the Lord and the Earl and the Duke. The green men rise beyond rebuke. Green steps pound on the cultivated land. Trembling rebellion raises its hand. The Ciderhouse Rebellion whispers on. Early sun tinted green and gold. Warmth is rising, flicking its tongue. Banish the dark and revive the untold. The Ciderhouse Rebellion whispers on. Early sun, tinted green and gold. Warmth is rising, flicking its tongue. Banish the dark and revive the untold. Run they did, wearing cloaks of the fen. Cloaks they borrowed from the green men. The Ciderhouse Rebellion whispers on. Early sun tinted green and gold. Warmth is rising, flicking its tongue. Banish the dark and revive the untold. Early sun tinted green and gold. Banish the dark and revive the untold.